Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Calling case 2020-1981 DC, Richard Back versus Jennifer Martinez. Today is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 at 2:10 p.m. 2021 DC.
Get rid of the echo.
Yep, we're good.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. Sharp on behalf of the plaintiff. The defendant is appearing in pro per. This is the time and place set for the evidentiary hearing on two matters: the plaintiff's motion for denial of parenting time for makeup parenting time, as well as plaintiff's motion for return of child and to enforce the orders. The court would note that the court had entered an ex parte order to enforce judgment of custody and to show cause for failure to comply back on July 25, 2023, which stated in the order in paragraph 1 that the defendant shall immediately return the minor child back, date of birth, to plaintiff for his parenting time. The plaintiff has subsequently filed an additional motion in this particular matter that was filed on November 27, 2023, stating that there has been an additional denial and that the child has not been turned over to him. Ms. Martinez, have you in fact complied with the turnover order in this matter? And I say that only because the most recent motion, the plaintiff had contained in paragraph 17 of the motion various texts from you, in fact, demonstrating or showing that you do not have the intent to comply with the court orders in this matter.
I did return Bella for visitations with her father until she was abused by her father physically. She came home with cuts to her mouth that were confirmed by her pediatrician, and then that is when I stopped.
Okay. It's my understanding from reading the motion that that CPS was involved and they did not substantiate. Is that correct?
They were at the doctor's office when the doctor showed them and confirmed to them the cuts on our daughter's lips. However, whether they followed their protocol for child abuse or not I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, well, I can only assume, I don't know, but I assume that they followed their protocol as they're required to do. Well, I guess the main point is, are you in fact refusing to turn the child over to the plaintiff?
Well, as of right now, yes.
Okay.
The plaintiff, Mr. Back, has pled guilty to domestic violence, which
Okay.
occurred
Well,
July 1st.
that's the only point I want to make
Yep.
today, Ms.
Okay.
Martinez.
Yep.
As a result of your failing to turn over, as this court has ordered, the court is going to remand you to the Calhoun County Sheriff,
Okay.
where you will remain incarcerated until such time as the child is turned over to the plaintiff.
Okay.
So you can go with the deputy.
As I'm in court, how am I to allow the plaintiff to know where our minor child
Well,
is?
you're going to have to make your phone call and make sure that whoever, where the child is, that the child is turned over. But at this point, you will remain incarcerated until such time as the child is.
But if I'm in jail, how am I supposed to get my child and give her to the plaintiff? I'm just trying to make sure that I know what to do from.
You'll have to call somebody or let the plaintiff know where the child is so he can pick up the child.
May I ask one more question?
Yes.
So we are gonna follow the current parenting time order, which is from the plaintiff gets our child from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So
The current orders have not been changed. They will remain in effect until such time as we have another.
so I am to turn our child over to the plaintiff at 8 p.m. tonight?
Is that, if that's the time of the
Yeah,
turnover?
well, yeah, that is the time of the turnover. Yep.
Well, in this particular matter, I do note that the court has previously, and there are makeup parenting times that are required. Ms. Sharp, what are the makeup parenting times that you've requested?
My client initially went without the child starting July 5th. And I believe she started to comply back with the order, was it in August?
I don't remember. She just placed me.
Okay, let me just look at my work. And then she stopped complying. She stopped complying November 3rd and my client has not had the child since.
Okay, so In total, how many days is that?
29, the last time, 29 overnights, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then, from November 3rd until now, I'm sorry, just 1 second, Your Honor.
May I, Your Honor?
Just a minute. Let's figure this out first. You need a calendar, Ms. Sharp?
Yes, I can bring a calendar, Your Honor, I can do it. Sorry, I was relying on his mom, which she's out there,
Oh,
and she knows all the dates. I was gonna put her up on the stand to do it, and. Okay, so the first time was 29, and now, my client's stating it's 34 overnight,
34 total or 34 this time?
additional,
Okay, so we have a total of 63, it looks like,
correct?
is the total. Ms. Martinez, is that square with your understanding?
Yes, yes, it is. I was just wondering if the court was going to go by its recommendations that anybody that had pled guilty to domestic violence should not have 50-50 custody of the minor child because
We are enforcing the orders that are in existence at this time.
is the court going to investigate because of the domestic
Court does not
violence? with the plaintiff?
investigate.
Oh,
Other
the
agencies,
FOC handbook said it. does.
other agencies investigate, CPS investigates, the police investigate, the court does not investigate.
And I was just wondering, because the FOC handbook says that the court would investigate. if
Court
they
will
were-
order that the child be turned over to him immediately,
Okay.
forthwith, and that he will have the child for the 63 days that he has been denied as make-up parenting time. Yes,
I can have my ride here, Cindy, go get the minor child and bring her here within a half hour. She is only about 5 minutes from here. If the court can wait a half hour, I can have her here in a half hour.
well, okay, I'll have the deputy take you, he can holding tank, and then we'll see that the child.
I'm sorry, should she bring her here to this
You can
courtroom?
do that when you go to jail, figure it out.
I can, there's a personal protection order against him and he continues to address me. When my friend Cindy goes to get, should she bring her here to this
She can
courtroom?
Bring her back to the court. In fact, what we'll do is we'll have Ms. Sharp and her client, they can be out in a conference room and the child can be turned over to them. And at that time, once Ms. Sharp is confirmed that he has the child, then we will allow your release.
Sure.
Okay.
Can you do that for me, please? Thank you.
The child has been turned over to your client, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, she's in the
Okay.
hallway.
Court will again reiterate that the child will remain with the plaintiff in this matter for the next 63 days for the makeup parenting time. And thereafter, the parties will then comply with the current order that's in place. Anything else, Ms. Sharp?
The only issue would be, Your Honor, is that the child goes to school and the child, or the school has given my client a hard time before because it didn't say that it was his parenting time at that time. It's gonna be probably the next 7 days since I had to do a 7-day order for it to go into place. So there is concern that the child won't be able to go to school because he can't drop off and pick up based off of what they believe is the current order, not. So but we just want to make sure she still can go to school somehow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to add that in the order in case, it's necessary, because you're going to have the child for 63 days, so you'll need it. So but the fact is that he does have opportunity or does have the right to take the child, pick up the child and be involved in the schooling. He would have that right anyway pursuant to MCL 722.30.
Yes.
Ma'am, don't shake your head unless you know the law.
I'm sorry, but the only reason why it's like that is because those are my parenting time hours. Mr. Beck doesn't have Bella during school hours. So that's why the school has that in place to follow the order to a T.
The law states that the non-custodial or the other parent, even if they're not a non-custodial, the other parent has the right to all information concerning schooling, doctor, etc.
Yes, they inform him about anything that goes on in the school, but just to follow the order to a T, he was not allowed to drop her off at school at noon or pick her up at 3:30 because those are not his parenting time hours.
We'll put that in the order, make sure that that's taken care of so that he is allowed to drop off, pick up and do whatever's necessary for the schooling purposes.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Sharp?
Just that probably in the next 7 days, because it will be a 7-day order, he probably won't have the ability to take her to school and just, my client just wants to, unless maybe mom can reach out and let them know. Or my client will try to reach out, but they won't follow anything without the order, so.
That's up to
Yeah.
That's up to the defendant.
Okay.
I'm not gonna order that she contact the
That's fine.
school or anything at this point.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Martinez, anything else that you?
Yes, sir. Can you tell me how this is in the best interest of the child, being that
Ma'am, I
I'm a
don't
victim of domestic violence that he pled
Ma'am,
guilty
you
to?
can file a petition if you have.
Thank
an
you, Your
issue.
Honor. Thank you so much.
Okay. Court will end this matter at 3:00 PM. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.